How organised are we? We've been fed. Okay, finally, I'm going to read to you the English translation of the letter that the Prophet Muhammad wrote to the monks of St. Catherine in Mount Sinai. And it was 628 in the Common Era, meaning AD. And just reading it, consisted of several clauses covering all aspects of human rights, including such topics as the protection of Christians, freedom of worship and movement, freedom to appoint their own judges and maintain their property, exemption from military service, and the right to protection in war. So after having listened to Mahmud and his speech to the United Nations, he is doing what Mohammed told them all to do in respect of the Christian nations.
Now, it is the only absolute record of the original words of a prophet of God. Everything else is a copy of a copy of a copy. It is the only document on earth. That's the original. There's no original New Testament because I didn't write one.
Totally.
Don't have to. Muhammad's going to do it. Now, it's not the Quran because the Quran was put together by the Jews working for Rome because they were all the linguists and the people who did all the writing in those days. Right. So it was rare to get people who were in authority by acts of war or circumstance that could actually write because they were uneducated. So Muhammad himself was uneducated. It was not possible for him to write a word of God that contradicts the word of God he gave in a handwritten letter to the monks, the Christian monks of the Eastern Orthodox Church, which were set upon themselves by Rome. So the Quran was written by Jews. There's 6,666 lessons, lectins, and in the King James Bible there's 6,666 verses with the word Lord, most of them referring to Lucifer.
So here is the message from Muhammad ibn Abdullah as a covenant to those who adopt Christianity near and far. We are with them. Verily, I, the servants, the helpers, and my followers defend them, because Christians are my citizens, and by Allah, I hold out against anything that displeases them. No compulsion is to be on them. Neither are their judges to be removed from their jobs, nor their monks from their monasteries. No one is to destroy a house of their religion, to damage it, or to carry anything from it to the Muslims' houses. Should anyone take any of these, he would spoil God's covenant and disobey his prophet. Verily, they are my allies and have my secure charter against all that they hate. No one is to force them to travel or to oblige them to fight. The Muslims are to fight for them. If a female Christian is married to a Muslim, it is not to take place without her approval.
Michelle Marshall is married to a Muslim, and I got her and Jaime back together by a miracle that she could best explain, but I will do it in the next video of how I arranged to get them back together after they was on a mission impossible of smuggling drugs into, we're talking marijuana, into where they grow it, Morocco. I did say that the members of my family aren't that black and bright.
Okay. Just reiterating.
Just one thing. Stephen, who eventually got 5 years for smuggling drugs when I said not to, he said, "What a great idea, he's going to Morocco." I said, "Well, don't think of smuggling drugs into Morocco. Stupid. That's what they make them." He said, "What about with a boat?" Like, if they hadn't thought of it, right? He said, "I know. I'll come in with a trailer and have a false bottom in it." Brilliant.
And where did it get him?
He got 5 years in jail because he flew stoned out of his tree on going back to sell his farm because he was in love with this woman from Romania. And they'd actually seen the solar eclipse of 1999. It was spectacular. He's right on the right spot. I told him all about it. So he decided to go to the brothels on the way through for a last route. And they got him drugged, filled him up with all sorts of whatever, wrapped him in $500,000 worth of ecstasy or something like that, and put him on a plane. He told me the only reason he got arrested is because of his name. I said, "Yeah, right." He said, "It's on the FBI or the Interpol's most wanted list." I said, "Yes, that's right." He said, "It's a guy from Scotland known, the same as me, Stephen Andrew Marshall, the fuckwit." Right? A guy from Scotland. 5.5. First day in jail of his 5-year sentence. A book tumbles from the library, as I said, it often happens to me. Open on page 222, and it was beheading of Charles I. And that is one of the numbers. He also said they hacked his head off. They didn't do a clean cut. And I'm doing this all for Prince Charles.
King Charles.
Prince Charles.
Prince.
Got one last chance to wake up.
Oh.
Or you thrown another prince on the barbie.
Oh. Okay, there's an offer too good to refuse, Charles.
I like mine child rule.
Okay. All right, now getting back to, Mohammed, please,
I've got to used to say about children.
I've got to finish this
I
now.
love children, he used to say. Especially well done.
Quickly, quiet. So, recapping. If a female...
There was some kid in the movie biting him on the leg.
Look, all right, I'm coming back later. It's already over